This is Darth Darkett from Galaxy of Beeroes, and I'm here to show you how to do the CLS solo of P1. And the way that I'm doing it, I have to kind of jump out and escape every once in a while, so it's kind of a race against my guild mates to see who can get the most damage in P1. It's a pretty easy technique as long as you have CLS at like gear 12, and you probably want to have the Zetas on him as well. I have all three on him, but they're not essential for this kind of technique. So we're going to go in, clear, just pick him. It's going to tell you, are you sure? Of course, yes. So the first thing that I always do is turn on my call to action, keep that on as much as possible. And I want to use the force just on Grievous. So you got to watch to make sure that the other droids aren't taunting. That way you can get the most damage as quick as possible. So you want to watch the Fearsome Foe countdown. Some people wait until about 5 on that one. I usually take it safe and start trying to escape around 12 and then 9. Once I get past 9 and around 7, it starts getting kind of worrisome, and I might just retreat so that I don't get the enraged attacks on me. So there's the retreat button. So as you can see, I have the that third Zeta on CLS, the one that not everybody puts on, but it's like a 100% counter chance, so that you see him going at all the droids after they attack me. It's kind of helpful because then they'll put defense down on him, on every one of those that gets the counter attack. So. But as you can see, CLS is pretty tanky, so he takes very little damage from the other droids. Even from Grievous, really just once he gets enraged when you need to worry too much, because you'll keep using the call to action to kind of regain health and protection. So just keep using that hard hit over and over. So I'm going to kind of try to speed through this a little bit, wait till I see that timer get to about 12. I'll try my first escape, and usually I'll pull about 300,000 if I escape around see, I wasn't watching the taunt. If I escape around 12, I'll put up about 300 to 400,000, and then you can easily get about 1 million a run if you don't want to play it safe and take that timer down to about 5. But like I said, there's no benefit to that. As if your guildmates are going through it pretty quick, like some people have teams that'll just like auto the entire P1 with like Brotini or something, then you might want to try to stay in as long as possible. But in my guild, we kind of just have like 2 or 3 people that do P1, and everybody waits for the rest of it. Alright, so now I'm at 12, and I'm going to try my first escape. Okay, that failed, no big deal. Like I said, you really don't need to worry until you're about at 5. Once you get to 5 and your escapes are failing, then you probably want to just retreat and make that run a wash so you don't lose CLS for the later phases. He's really awesome as a rebel lead in P2. I run him with Raid Han, R2, Chewbacca, and I don't know, I throw Wedge in there sometimes. Good for the AoEs on the cannons. So doing pretty good damage. We're about through 10% of the total of phase 1. My counter's at 11, so I'm just going to keep going. I'll try again at 9. You never want to auto with this technique because it will just use the wrong abilities, and you definitely won't be able to use the escape. That won't be an option. So you want to make sure you're doing this manually. It does take longer, but you don't want to lose CLS for the later phases. Alright. Hit him once more. I want to get my protection at 100% before I try this escape. Alright, here we go. Escape number 2 failed. I'll try again the first chance I get. Through about 15% of the phase right now. Alright, try again. And then that one took. Alright, did pretty well there. Got about 600,000. Somebody else is going at the same time, so we are about 60% done with that phase. So I'm going to keep going back in and trying that again. Hope that was helpful. This has been Darth Darkit with Galaxy of Beeroes. Don't forget to subscribe to all of our social media and look for our first episode on July 8th.